if you ask the question, what would success for Leeds look like? I don't think anyone really believes that Daniel Farke now, and I know you can argue, well, Bielsa did, but it's a different time now. Farke's not Bielsa, and we haven't had the. Don't underestimate what this 3 seasons of the same 17 clubs being in the Premier League has done in terms of exaggerating the already massive chasm financially there. I don't think anyone believes that Farke could sign 2 or 3 players, play exactly the same football, and have success and survive in the Premier League. I don't think, as a premise, that's going to work. So I guess success would look like an adaptation to a more physical style. The other thing I don't believe is that Daniel Farke would immediately play a high line, kick the ball into the channel, surrender possession. That's just not him as a manager and what we've seen him being successful doing. And, everyone has their right to their philosophy on how they want to play and how they want to work and how they want to run their life and what they want to do with their job. And that's just not what he would do. So it would, in my opinion, if Leeds were going to be successful this season, be a hybrid between a physical style in the Premier League. Maybe if you look at David Moyes at Everton or even at Brentford, they're quite good with the physicality and pop long throw-ins and whatnot. Obviously, Moyes teed that up for West Ham for a long time to be in the Premier League, surviving. Nottingham Forest did. So there is a blueprint there. I know there are teams like Bournemouth and, say, Palace and Fulham that have played prettier football, but just don't think financially and recruitment-wise, Leeds have got that type of player that would be able to do that and succeed. What would failure look like for Leeds? I think it's blindingly obvious. It would be Farke failing to adapt. So, i.e., using the same pattern of play and strategy that has worked for him in the Championship, where he's had Buendia and Pukki and Nonto and Ruter and James and Gray and whoever, really strong players. But now he's got inferior players. So, essentially, you're playing the Premier League at their own game. They will likely beat you. And if they don't do it in 60 minutes, they'll do it with their incredible squads and 5 subs they're allowed now, based on the 100 million quid TV money they've all banked over years and years that Leeds haven't been able to. So failure would look like a failure to adapt, really. And I wonder if that's where we're going, because there had been moments, I think he's kind of flipped to a 4-3-3 shape. And there were moments earlier in the season where Leeds got clean sheets at home, say against Newcastle, and really close against Bournemouth. I know you can do fine margins about every promoted team. And that 1-0 win against Everton, where you're looking at it saying, well, okay, this might be a little bit different. And is it necessarily fair to compare the Norwich seasons against this season? I don't think it's fair to compare those, but it doesn't mean that people who are using that as their evidence are going to be wrong. Ultimately, they could turn out to be right, and Farke could come up short for exactly the reasons that Norwich failed, plus the extra mitigating factors